FlutterFlow have released a new app called Dreamflow, and this can be a game changer. For those that don't know, FlutterFlow is one of the leading no-code and low-code application builders. It allows you to create mobile applications and web applications without coding, integrate with Firebase, integrate with OpenAI, and more. This is what the initial page looks like. As you might have realized, it looks very similar to Bolt and Lovable, but we're going to figure out, is it worth the hype? To access Dreamflow, you are going to visit dreamflow.com. What we're going to build in this video is a debt tracker or a debt management app. The first thing I want to do is prompt it and say, I want to build a debt management app. So that's what I'm going to do. Without giving it any design guidelines or any additional information, this is what is produced for us. We can see that it's given us a homepage, it's given us some tabs. We have a dashboard tab, we have my debts, we have strategies, which is interesting. So it has some strategies here. We have settings where we can switch to dark mode. And let's see, it doesn't actually look like dark mode is enabled. We can change the currency symbol, so let's just change it to pounds. Payment reminders, that's really cool. And export data and import data. So let's add something. Let's add Chase credit card. Let's say 5,000 or 500. Let's say, I don't know what the interest rate is, 2%. The minimum monthly payment is, let's say, £30. And the due date, yeah, let's just leave the due date. And interestingly enough, we can categorize it. That's what we want to do. Awesome. Let's hit add debt. Okay. It's created this really nice dashboard for us, and it gives us a debt breakdown. So I am not a finance guru, so I am not well versed in all the kind of debt strategies, but it says here, we scroll down again, that we're using this method, and we can change the method that we're using. We can go to my debts and we can see the debt. We can go to strategies, and it's created like a really interesting graph with debt payoff times, which is great, which is super interesting. And it's given us a debt payoff order, which is interesting too, which is good. And let's see in settings if dark mode works now, and it still doesn't work. So here's my thing about some of these tools, that it's going to add features there that don't work. So you have to test everything. Don't just assume everything's working. Test it. Test every dial, test every input to see if the app is behaving as expected. We did change this to pounds and went back to dollars, so we're going to change to pounds again. And let's see if it just goes back to dollars. So it goes back to dollars. So it's not actually saving any settings. And that might be because I don't have a database connected to this yet. Let's try adding another debt. I added another debt and it has created this calculation for total debt and how much is remaining. I don't know what this thing here is. So it's adding additional UI features or UI components that serve no purpose. It's created this list, which is perfect. It was exactly what we want. We can also notice that it has the word dashboard, but it doesn't have an icon at the bottom. And also it's adding an animation when you click on the tab. If we take a look at the different viewports, we can go to landscape mode, and it has made it responsive, which actually looks really, really good. We can go to tablet mode, and it looks great again in tablet mode. Desktop mode, and we can hopefully increase the size, and again looks really, really great in each of the modes. The ideal situation is we can go to FlutterFlow and make changes directly in FlutterFlow. We can see there's a waitlist for that, and we have to join the waitlist. Otherwise, you can publish this directly to the web, or you can export the code. When we click download the code, we can see that we have to upgrade to download the code, unlike FlutterFlow or Bolt or some of the other tools that let you download for free, and really they're only charging for tokens. It seems here they're charging for tokens, but to also download the code. On a hobby plan, you can create unlimited projects and can download the code. It seems like with the Pro plan, you have a lot more tokens and also priority access to premium models. Unfortunately, it doesn't show in the chat anywhere how many tokens is being used for this. So I can't actually see how many tokens is being used for this. But if I go to my settings and billing, I can see how many tokens has been used in the billing period. So I've made 2 apps to date, this one and another one. The other one is a quiz app, and I've used almost 1 million tokens to create these 2 relatively small apps with no edits at all. So the quiz app, I've just asked it to generate the app and haven't edited it. And this is the second app, and I've asked it to generate the app. Again, haven't made any edits at all. If we go to new project, it does look like we can integrate OpenAI, and it says that it has a built-in OpenAI AI integration, and you don't need an API key, which for me, when you're first starting, is an added benefit because you want to try and reduce as much complexity as possible. As you increase in knowledge and the complexity of your project increases, you want to have your own AI API keys. But when you're first starting, I actually think it's better to not use your own AI API keys. It bundles any AI usage within your app with the AI used in the app development itself, which can blow through tokens before you even know it. This is really early stages, and Firebase and Supabase are not integrated yet. A big plus for FlutterFlow itself is the Firebase integration, and it makes it super easy to integrate Firebase. And Supabase is becoming the de facto when it comes to AI applications and a lot of these AI builders. So it's great that they had that on the roadmap too. Since I have a few tokens left, I am going to attempt to make some edits. And the first edit I am going to attempt to do is add some icons on the navigation bar. I've asked it to add some icons, and it doesn't look like it's added the icons, but here in the chat, it suggests it has added the icons. If we take a look at how many tokens were used, it did use a good amount of tokens to do it, and it didn't actually do it. So I could burn through my token limit very, very quickly. This seems approximately right. This app initially probably took about 400,000 tokens to build, and then spent about 50,000 tokens trying to add the icons. Unfortunately, it didn't add the icons, which is a big issue for me. When you hit publish to web, this can publish as a PWA. So this is a hybrid between a native mobile app and a website, which is super cool. It has a little bit more features than a website, but it doesn't have the headache of having to submit to the App Store. But if you do want to submit to the App Store, I do think that's where downloading the code will come into play, or even editing the project in FlutterFlow, where FlutterFlow has a seamless process to upload to the App Store and Google Play Store. Currently, it doesn't look like I can add this to a custom domain or even change the name here. So let's maybe try it again. No, I can't edit it there. Maybe if I go to settings. No. So it doesn't seem I can edit the subdomain. Most of the tools allow you to edit the subdomain. So this might be called depthtracker.dreamflow.app, but Dreamflow doesn't currently allow me to edit this. Definitely a tool to watch. I hope they keep working on this and they keep working on cool features and the integration with FlutterFlow itself. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or if there's anything else you want us to cover, leave a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. Be sure to check the link in the description to go to No Code MBA, a learning platform with dozens of in-depth, high-quality courses on no-code and AI taught by industry experts. And be sure to subscribe to our channel here to get more free content here on YouTube. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next video.